Good morning, everybody. Alrighty. What's up? These 7 a.m. starts, man, are killing me. Got a draft. Oops. Anything. This is the draft. What is best of 7 now? Yes, this is a best of 7. Yeah, Daniel Lix was apparently very close yesterday. So yeah, I mean, when you look at this list of players, you'd expect probably, you know, Sora is definitely to be the favorite. Lix maybe up there, top 3, and then players like Bad Koala, Z40, Daniel. Also, getting up there. But honestly, XuanLv really showing how strong of an up-and-coming player they are. They didn't get swept by Sora. And with how well Sora's playing, where he's only lost 1 game in this entire tournament, you'd expect him to take it. But yeah, this should still be interesting. Good morning. The correct greeting is always wherever I happen to personally be. That's how this works, I'm afraid. Do I remember the Ornlu guy? Me? I'm the Ornlu guy. I hope. I doubt they forgot. Ornlu, that's me. So kawaii! Oh, that thing. I don't remember who that was. The good thing is, I don't think they'll have to worry about that anymore. Usually they're pretty punctual, so I don't know what the delay is. Like a bunch of mock drafts. Why? Because I haven't been invited to an event in a long time. I mean, I haven't been just like straight up invited to cast an event since NAC3. I basically invited myself to go to DreamHack. And I just don't think I'm ever going to be invited again, unfortunately. Am I not popular anymore? I am not. Not that I ever really was, but we have to make do with what we have. West is just casting a random ladder game. Well, I applied to a few new jobs yesterday. But, nothing that exciting. Which position? Well, I guess I'll have to consult my spreadsheet build. Trade Affairs and Policy Analyst, Director of Southeast Asia, and Executive Assistant, Investor Relations. For small streamers? Well, it's there's being a small streamer, and then there's not making ends meet and not growing your stream. With working really hard. You know, there's just a little bit of a difference there. Better and worse? Well, I mean, for better and worse, this is my job. And I sure put in the hours for it. And there was a time that I was definitely growing and was like, you know, never really making, like, good money, but I was making, you know, enough to get by, you know? But alas, those days are gone. That's in the beginning. Okay. This is getting really weird. Just jump into a ladder game then. Seems pretty hot. Yeah, I only heard about it, like, recently. That's wild. I mean, that border in particular was the subject of a ton of wars over history, right? So it's not like it's some super stable, historic, decided like natural border. It's like, you know, just an arbitrary strip of land. But, you know, there really hasn't been a full-blown interstate land war since in peninsular Southeast Asia since kind of Vietnam. Between two Southeast Asian countries since Vietnam, Cambodia. Yeah, it's wild. Well, this is just a ladder game, you know, doing ladder game things. Tout. Yeah, still no trap. Fleeing the conflict? Oh, jeez.
Hola.
Hello, the fodler of mood.
Esto pronto. Quais são as vossas ordens?
Shot it.
Couple archers coming forward, plus the eagle. The eagalo.
Ao seu dispor.
Ashike. Tabish. Shot it. Ashike. Tabish.
I mean, it's a more or less even trade.
Sim.
Oh, well, there's ceasefire, I guess? But there was a shooting in Manhattan. In Midtown Manhattan, of all places. And that is occupying the entire news cycle right now. Some JP Evo 2 again after the... I've been eaten by Hera? Oh no, not again.
Shot it. Ashike.
Water, what? I know, it's like, my mom's like, did you see the news? There was another shooting, and it's like, yeah, this stuff happens like once a week. It's horrible, but it's expected at this point.
Quais são as vossas ordens?
Tabish.
Too many mentally ill people with access to too many and large guns.
Shot it. Ashike.
But the sorts of common sense legislation that would make a lot of sense, well, never pass. all streets in Munich for a day? Why are they protesting Uber? Was it the taxi service?
Way sauer, Wasser Sortlings.
Shot it. Tabish.
See.
Shot it.
The times it did, yeah. Oh, the Uber drivers were protesting.
Also the sport.
Why? Another thrilling game of AoE in the books. Requires them to be as expensive as taxis? I suppose that's just, a matter of, I guess, consistent pricing. Anyway, guys, I do not know what's happening. I mean, I never do, but dang it, I woke up at 6:30 in the morning after staying up till like 12:45 at night because I was playing Lego Lord of the Rings, but that's... my irresponsibility is not the topic at hand. Unemployed overnight? I don't know. We're in America, at least, Ubers are just as, if not even slightly more expensive than taxis. Okay, well, Reuters is saying that the conflict is de-escalating a bit. Is massively cheap compared to taxi services? Yeah, I'm afraid I don't know the economics of it. God. These Chinese sites, man. The amount of visual pollution here is mind-numbing to me. But Yo is queuing up for a game, which makes me think that something isn't happening. Well, Daniel was saying something. I know, I think Yo has a message here. Anyone can read Chinese. It's so jarring, yeah. I wish there was... Is there a way you can like take a screenshot and then copy and then translate the text on it? That'd be pretty sick. That GPT can do that? Oh, it can? But I can't type in the Chinese characters. Who cares? What? All of this is way too fancy and high tech
觉
for me.
得老外差的赢面要更大一点，老外差赢面要更大一点。你还要安慰丹尼尔这浪逼我，打比赛太浪了，在比赛里面练战术我。
Can I kind of mute it? Okay, well, here, let's try just doing that.
督主在排，督主想狙击我们。
I've literally never done this. Chat GPT. Catch. Images. Translate from Chinese
决赛是
to
明天，
English.
决赛是明天，而且还不一定是老外差打决赛。今天晚上是败者组的决赛，败者组决赛如果说老外差输了的话
100 million intimacy
雪莉
points.
要跟天空熊争
Oh. Oh.
然后等他们结束了以后，我跟龙神的表演赛再推后一天。我跟龙神。
Oh, thank you.
感谢常老板送的一个狂人飞机啊
Well, so much for that idea.
感谢常老板的大飞机。后面几把有点。
Well, guys, unfortunately, we might not have much of a stream today. Huh. Well, Lix is currently playing a ladder game against Lewis. Think XuanLv is late? Ah. Oh, I mean, clearly Lix is ready. Well, we'll give it a little while longer and then see if, hopefully, Gwen shows up. Wait, what? Were they only making cav archers or something? But why didn't you just go your own cav archers? I don't know, man. I should never try to understand the thoughts of the toddler. Calv SO. I mean, that does make sense. But you'd think that the SO would just kill the few drams, and then I mean, I guess why didn't they just switch into their own swordsman? What? You literally get free two-handed swordsman. Well, looks like we have arrived at real time. Utahns Malians? Well, randoming Huns on Arena is never feels good, man.
Beijing.
Perfect.
Imo.
Yeah.
Beijing. Charles Sons. Beijing. Charles Sons. Imo.
Well, I guess the scouts have... What the heck? Oh, looks like there was a breakthrough there and then an overchop. Lix is gonna need to quick wall that. And that. And that is too late. Guess skirmishers? I see scout cavalry. I see archers.
Charles Sons.
Lewis is the one. The degenerate scum. Making, skirmishers. Also, Lewis is the cause of me having to go to my bank again today, trying to figure out the heck why his payment isn't working.
Beijing. Imo. Beijing.
For skirms and bow skirms, it skirms all the way down. Always has been. Well, Lewis is trying to click up, but Lix is gonna be getting there first. +21 +2. 80 pop? That's interesting.
Charles Sons.
Interesting strategery.
Imo. Skirms counter everything! Imo.
I mean, it really does feel like Lix is kind of wasting units here, trying to batter down these very well-defended walls. And oh, something died over here to the west. Anyway, we're gonna be... Wait, did he delete his stable? Regardless, 2 more stables are coming in, I suppose.
Beijing Ban.
Cafe.
Okay.
Beijing. Imo.
Even have imp upgrades?
Charles Sons. Beijing. Charles
This
Sons.
seems like kind of a failure of scouting.
Beijing.
Alright, got a couple steppies on the way, but also bodkin. Steppies? Step lancer. Yeah, well, one of the players for this match still hasn't shown up apparently, so
Charles Sons.
just waiting. Yeah, SR is siege trim. Alright, crossbowman coming in.
Beijing.
Cafe.
Oh, he canceled bodkin.
Imo.
Kayak.
Lewis just making some knights. There's the monastery. And the knight numbers are getting pretty high. Better Civ wins anyway. I don't know. At that point, I would just be asking myself, okay, what are my loss conditions? And I'd just play super safe. In a tourney? That's because this isn't a tourney. This is a ladder game. Because this is a Chinese tournament, and Lewis, let me tell you guys, Lewis is definitely not Chinese. Some pickers? That's true.
Sorry.
The new land tourney? It is, alas, not. That has some more qualifiers, but not till, like, the afternoon.
Hey.
What happened with YouTube? But here's the thing, guys. Lewis is on 1TC making knights with... This is the, guys, this is the most, like, 1000 ELO coded play possible. 1TC just making knights from 2 stables with Franks. But there are way more knights than Steph Lancers right now. And there are 4 monks. Yeah. The less AI that's in my life, the happier I am. Wait, so it's just, now it's always in the, I guess, the viewer's language and not in the native language? Well, I wouldn't recommend that. But yeah, honestly, Lix needs to appreciate just how much stuff is barreling down on him. I mean, we're right-clicking PCs at this point, guys. Now, there are 5 monks, and now camel production has begun. No, the hill! Yeah, that TC is gonna get sniperinoed. And it's not like Flix has a huge eco lead. Very minor one at this point. But yeah, you'll just take that TC and run away. You have to delete a camel. Or let it get converted.
Hey,
A couple of builds are converted there. So yeah, I got Like Heaven coming here from Lewis, and honestly, he's working towards a nice, cheap Frank castle. Eco balance is not great for Lix. I wonder how much of his resource advantage is in wood collected. See that 700 wood that he has ahead of his opponent? It'd be much, much better if he just tried to maximize food and gold production. It's just rebuild the TC, no problem. Don't know why we were slowing down there. Anyway, here we go. That is not a winning fight there for Lix. He's just underinvesting. And it's pretty over. Yep. Lewis just full walled, made double stable knights, and then never stopped making knights. Still waiting. Hopefully we get started here in a moment. Do what Lix does next. If Lix queues up for another game, I might just end the stream. Game starts in 15 minutes. Updated on Wikipedia. Oh, so it was. This box formation can protect weak units such as a converted camel. Indeed. So Lix was messaging Daniel. Oh, Lix uses Chrome? That's funny. Of extensions? I use Chrome, honestly, just because it's really useful to have everything connected to my Google accounts, especially because, you know, I YouTube and stuff. It's honestly just, it works. Hello, Hukwando. Alright, siege you later. Ink tech affecting siege. Okay, all the siege stuff. Well, I guess, this would be the most exclusive, and this. So, Ethiopians, Aryans, Lydians, Lombard cannon, Johnnies, and have heavy scorp? They don't have a heavy scorp. This is the way. Alright, so heavy scorpion and a siege tech there. And what's this? Bombard cannons. Siege ram and bombard cannon. I don't know why Persians came to mind, but sure. And siege ram and a heavy scorpion. Oh, that was easy. Yeah, Dravidians are the only answer there. All these other ones had a lot of different choices. Alright, they are drafting. Anniversary one? Oh, was that yesterday's? 100? Both unique texts are one word. Oh, okay, now this is my kind of thing. Alright. Fully upgraded unit with exactly 100 HP. Exclude the transport chip. Darn it! Oh, because of the 100, I get it. Also, what's Zany Warwagon? Oh, that's my name. Zany Warwagon. I mean, I am a pretty zany Warwagon. Fully upgrading will cost exactly 100 food. Okay, so it can cost other resources. Is it me? I'm zany. I'm fun. Gosh darn it. Alright. Avisa Pyrotechnica are both. Oh, wait, they got rid of Pavisa. They kept Silk Road. My bad. Get wrecked, me. This should be Armenians. Yeah, this is Italians. Genoese instead of Italians? Yeah, thinking Genoese crossbowmen. Wait, how many archer units have 100% accuracy? Does it have to be to the... Does it have to be over there? When I'm thinking of archer units that have 100% accuracy, I'm just thinking of Genoese crossbowmen and composite bowmen. What else? It would have to be an archer unit that doesn't get... Inki-chan... Oh, yeah, yeah. I guess I was thinking of, like, foot archers, but... War wagons would work. Except it's the Civ that has war wagons. Duh. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it has a fully upgraded unit with exactly 100 HP. Full upgrades on a unit that has 100 HP. Jeez. I was just thinking of Armenian champions. Yeah, Eldorado Eagles. Duh. The OG 100 HP infantry. So many things in the game now, man. Shoots arrows and is on a horse? Oh yeah, Sipahi. And artillery. Yep, good call, guys. Due tomorrow. Apparently it's starting soon. Lix is drafting. I mean, there aren't that many civs that have multiple unique units, so maybe I could think about it from that angle. Is all Ellie? Yeah, I figured so. I figured that was actually the easiest one, because Inca Gurjara. Indeed. What? Not including unique upgrades. There are too many freaking civs in the game, man. Genitors don't have... Berbers and Genitors is also a thing, but they don't have the correct HP. We're doing HP, right? Yeah, yeah. Also takes White Feather Guards. Ah, yes, because the White Feather Guards... Wait, no, they have more than 100 HP, don't they? I guess that's only with the unique tech. Doesn't work for Vikings. Ottars, no. Spanish, no. HP steppies? Why did I... Whoops. Why did I think Elite Step Lancers had 95 HP like a Hussar? No, they have 5 more HP than a Hussar. Clearly I am too tired. Anyway, Battle Lilies I think are 100 food now. So... let's see. Not Malay. Not Burmese. Not Khmer. Not Vietnamese. Bengalis. Yeah, I was thinking of Winged Hussars because they do have 100 HP. Game would be a fun developer tool. Well, there's lots of different interesting permutations in AoE now. Like, back when it was way fewer civs in the game, and especially AOC, I felt like I knew like all of this stuff so fast. Nowadays, there's so much stuff in the game that it's hard to keep track. Unique tech adds HP to units, Vietnamese, and multiple unique units, not including unique upgrades. Yeah, Dravidians. That was a really good one, though. That was... Obviously, they put a lot of effort into it. Yeah. 6 of them only have one answer. Getting old, I am. Mm-hmm. Because Koreans and Armenians have to be used here, this has to be Italians. That was good, though. 100 HP, steppies. Several patches years ago, indeed. Inkas? Oh, did Inkas have a 100 HP unit? Inkas shouldn't. Oh, awesome, guys. This perfectly captures the 6 maps in this best of 7. Is no additional map off to the right side, guys. Oh, Lottle? Oh, dang. That's good, that's good. Do Shotlotl even appear in the tech tree now? No. Yeah, no, they don't appear in the tech tree. They just X out the entire stable. Oh, Incas absolutely can make them. I mean, all of the American Sims can make them. Mayans can even make them if they are playing like Mega Random and get a stable. That's the real tech tree. What? Some hardware website. Yes, exactly. Mayans cannot convert a stable, but they can start with a stable. Also in alt text, Mayans can convert stables. For all those alt text players out there. Alright, so we should have everything ready to go. And indeed, Blix has made the lobby, so game number 1's going to be on migration. With the double Italians pick, I feel like it's probably just going to be an Italians mirror. Although Malay, Byzantines, Bengalis are just as good. And on the side of Xuen, you could also go Koreans or Dravidians. Maybe even the Berbros if you're feeling wild. The Axolotl Warriors. And research iron casting? Hey man, they're magic. Although I believe they did have iron. They didn't have steel. Or like advanced steel, but I think they did have iron. Alrighty. Yes, I know I should have done this before I swapped in, but hey man. The stream is only as high quality as are the viewers. And I'm afraid that's the harsh truth. Ornamentation and mirrors? Yeah, that was my thought. Okie dokie.
Salve. Impero?
Well, the thing with, like, the American cultures and iron and whatnot is that they didn't really need it. Or they didn't have a strong enough need for, like, the role that iron filled to develop it, if that makes sense. It's not like they were backwards or stupid or whatever, it's just... drive for... Exactly. And I feel like that's something that people often conflate. I mean, people everywhere will develop in the direction that they need, or would find to be more useful.
Ein?
Salve, Impero.
I don't know what the issue is, guys. I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. Until he leaves. I'm sure I share at least one small strand of DNA. Adminry? I wonder what the issue is.
Salve.
Like, that they would notice it so quickly. Can you guys tell? All the resources look the same. This looks like a very normal map. No idea. I have no idea. Try again, as we here are now finally in game number 1 after being live for an hour and almost 16 minutes. We'll have Lix in the blue as the Italians to the northwest and to the southeast in the red as the imbalanced Fishboom Pond. It will be XuanLv. That for legibility reasons. So, it is an Italian mirror. Number 1 pick for each player. I don't really know why Italians would be such a priority over other strong naval civs. Like, Italians are great here. They're certainly a top pick for this map, but are they so much better than Dravidians, Bengalis, Byzantines, Persians even, Malay, Japanese, Armenians? You know? Like, there are plenty of good civs. I mean, I guess Japanese and Armenians were banned, as were Portuguese, another top pick. Who were banned, and they're another top pick. Armenians were banned, and they're another top pick. Persians were banned. I guess they did ban a lot of the top picks, to be fair. But still, are Italians so much better than Malay, Bengalis, Byzantines, Dravidians? Or even Koreans? I think not.
Fine.
Still, Italians are great.
Presto.
So, nothing wrong with that. Second dock coming in nice and early here for Lix. We'll have to see that, rather, if these guys choose to go for the same strategy. Because Italian mirrors, guys, are actually one of the better mirrors in the game. Italians themselves have a very broad tech tree, and they're flexible with their chief age-up bonus, so that you can kind of go in any direction that you want. So, I tend to get annoyed by mirrors, but this is, you know, one of the most forgivable.
Impero.
Presto.
And already you can see that Xuan is going to be clicking up to Feudal Age, still just on the 1 dock, probably just going to be sticking with 4 fishing ships. He's going to need to spend the wood on a lumber camp and a mining camp. Mini punt? I know, that's exactly what he's going to do, guys. Even though it could just probably be bombarded by galleys over here anyway. Meanwhile, Lix already going to be going up to 6 fishing ships. If you don't have a Jurchen skirm fight, what? Turk skirm fight. Let's get, like, if Lix is picking him, yeah. Which I think he is, yep. So, 19 seconds idle time I'm obviously not a big fan of, but the overall strategy I like a lot. Slower uptime, a little more than 30 population, defensive galleys feels really, really strong in general. That said, look at this here from Xuan. This is a really nice build, actually. Whoa. Because he's going to be getting a good aggressive uptime, and he's going to be ahead in fishing ships. Ah, he's much slower in going over to gold, that's why. Oh, okay. I mean, you could say that this is like the orthodox build here from Lix, even 3 lumber camps for him for maximum efficiency. And look, that's 8 fishing ships, and he still got his double galley production going. Okay, I like this a lot. Because you already have double bidax in, your bills are going to be humming. building your nice little housing block over there. And there's even the 4th dock incoming for Lix. He knows he's a lot slower to Feudal Age, and he knows he needs those galleys pronto status. Okay, so it's going to be for the double galley and then more fishing ships behind. More, I say! So that is going to be 10 fishing ships before the 9-minute mark. I mean, I know it's a 9-minute start, but still. Just say before the 11-minute and 25-second minute mark. Still, Lix is doing the absolute correct thing here, which is just going for more production so that you can catch up in the ship numbers. You have the better eco, but you need to leverage it to get that army advantage, so you're not getting snowballed. Of course, at this point, Xuen is going to be continuing his own galley production, but with the 15 villagers on food to 10, I'm really liking Xuen's approach here. And I will say that as far as water maps go, Migration does offer some of the most variety in terms of viable builds, which I like a lot. Anyway, you can see that those 2 galleys are going to scooch on through. Remember, it is 6 galley shots to snipe a fishing ship. So you'll be getting, of course, at least 1. Galleys are a lot faster than the fishing ships. But looks like they are going to skedaddle for now. Still, 10 to 6 fishing ships in favor of Xuen. Lix's galley trying to block there, not too successful, and the galleys will escape for now. You have fletching in versus no fletching. Market is on its way. There's the blacksmith, and Xuen will actually be a little late in the market. You can see he's like about ready to click up. In fact, he has the food and the gold now. Navy numbers are completely identical, but a 7-villager lead right now here for Red. Oh, but you can see that he's actually going to be over a minute later to Castle Age than he needs to. Oh, this is cute. You know that the galleys are chasing you from this side, so just sent the galleys in from the other side. Exactly 3. Remember, 6 to snipe a fishing ship, so this will exactly snipe him in 2 volleys. This is really smart play from Xuen. This is what I like to see, guys. Someone who's actually not a full-blown hamster, you know? Said it will still only be 1 fishing ship, and the galley is sniped on the other side. The fletching advantage for Lix is certainly going to help out there. And the uptime, although slower, is not going to be significantly so, although the resources are going to continue to climb in favor of our red player. Lix trying to find a really nice angle here, though. Starting to take some good fights. Remember, Lix has only lost 1 galley. So trying to chase down the galleys on the other side. Remember, we also have the transport ship here for blue and not for red. Still 50% more ships here for Lix. Player is getting fished out real fast. Keeping the fishing ships together to better protect them. But obviously you want them spread out as much as possible to more evenly deplete the fish around the map. So, Castle Age is in. Transport ship coming in. We got Bowsaw, we got Bodcanero, and War Galleys indeed queued up after that. Regular galley. Got a house here, and Castle Age is in. Now, a long time ago, the meta was always 1 TC Imp, and then you just take control of the middle with condos. Like, that was like back in the escape days of the long, long ago time. But it will be for a town center, obviously, here from Lix. Meanwhile, the same upgrades are coming in for Xuen. He still has a 7-vil lead. And okay, a little bit of a shootout over here, but, well, one dude has triple the numbers. Puranovsky, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, welcome. Series just started. So, TC coming in over here. Pretty darn close. Still, Lix has the naval advantage numbers on both sides. Ballistics is also in faster form. I don't see a university here for red. Yes, hello, hello. And even careening. So, Lix, despite being behind an eco, taking good fights and teching in the right direction. Nine to 7. I mean, it's hard to judge these ship fights, but Lix correctly knowing he has the advantage. And now that he's going to have ballistics, he can be even more confident in taking a fight here. His TC is faster. It's like the base framework for the build I liked a lot here for Xuen, but the execution is better for Lix, and Lix is still playing like a very sort of safe style. Not too aggressive, not too greedy. And he's still getting value where he needs to, which is just taking good fights, sinking his opponent's ships, and keeping his own alive, which, I mean, at a very basic level, that's how you play this, right? You're both making the same unit. I mean, again, it's 10 fishing ships to 6, but in terms of, like, practical advantage, it's absolutely Lix one step ahead. He has his CC up faster, he's got his monastery up faster, he's getting his siege workshop faster. He's even going to throw in some fire ships over here, which I like. Then you can just try and split up your opponent's navy as best you can, trying to sail around there to try and find some damage, but no dice. Horse Collar, as you're going to need to start to transition into farming soon. Smart play here from Lix. Oh, howdy ho, my bro. There's a few kills on the flippity flip. And now Xuen's own dock is incoming. I didn't have Bloom. He's gonna click up to Imp, guys. Like I said, usually back in the day it was the fast Imp stuff in the Italian mares. It's gonna be some ships going down. Lix has a 10 military advantage at this point. And what he's gonna want to do is just keep his ships alive. But look at this, it's the big sandwich. Oh my goodness, guys, the sandwich is sandwiching super hard. I think the ships need to find the weak point, aka right there, and sail to victory. And by victory, I mean living. And yet, maybe Lix is a little overextended. Yes, he has the ship numbers, but a lot of them are in transit. And that's a better fight for Xuen. Lix has also killed several more villagers somewhere along the way. And now, Ballistics is in. Boom is coming in. 2 more vills are actually going to die right there. Full fire ships there. And Xuen's still doing okay. Obviously, those docks aren't happening. And Xuen is safe. Oh, rip that monk. And then, okay, it is going to be a fire ship switch in the Imperial Age. So not wanting to go with galleons. I mean, I guess his eco is pretty stretched, so he probably just doesn't think he can afford all the galleon upgrades. And remember, fast fire ship does not cost food. It is a 280 wood and 260 gold upgrade, so it's much easier to afford than the, 415 wood, 400 food galleon upgrade. He goes down, but we have our first Kondo on the way. We're only at 4 fire ships, 2 soon-to-be fast fire ships, and the Castle Age demos can kind of buy some time against those.
Presto.
New town center over there. And remember, guys, Lix, now he has the big villager lead, but he's only slightly ahead in resources, and there is a rather sizable tech disadvantage that he's facing. So the war galleys are still of equal quality between the 2 players. All going to be down to these fast fire ships. Well, that's not going to get you very far in life. You also have the extra training upgrade, which is nifty. Good micro there from Xuan. Another TC from Lix, who still has superior control of the middle. And that condo doesn't even get 1 mangonel. Bribe your opponent's condos? Yeah, go full Sforza. That's Lix fighting back here. Back to pressuring the monastery, but here's a few condos. The issue is, of course, that Xuan's food income is quite poor. The Sforza? Nah, it requires more, you know, just sitting back and booming with the Italians. Except for the first 2 scenarios, which are both super janky. Well, actually, I don't think I recognize the first Sforza scenario as an actual scenario. As I don't think it's possible to lose. You have to run at the start? Oh, yeah. You have to run at the start. Yeah, you will actually lose if you don't make it out of the city. Then it's impossible to lose after like 1 minute game time. Anyway. Xuan's gonna start to be taking some better fights, and castles are coming in here for both players, and although Lix is doing a great job keeping himself afloat in this game, so to say. Okay, whoa. Oh, he queued up Imperial Age. I thought he just didn't have the resources. Alright, so Lix, I guess the build numbers are looking more even. Remember, Lix has lost all of his fishing fleet. Red is still keeping his alive just fine. Ezreal trap. I mean, HD Sforza 1 was perfect. I mean, remember Sforza's dad in the beginning of HD Sforza drowning, and then, you know, he just like walks onto the water and then walks down the river, and that's supposed to be him drowning. And then there's Sforza. No! I mean, like, I don't think it gets better than that, guys. I think that's actually just perfect. Old condo skin. Oh, man. Oh, nice damage from hit there. But is Lix losing too much here on the transition to Imperial Age? Those ships are slowly going down. I mean, again, having greening is a nice little boost. Chemistry's on its way. And this is the thing with going for the fast fire ships, is that it is much more possible to counter them than it is to get galleons once they get upgrades. HD Sforza, it's an RPG scenario in a campaign that makes a ton of sense to have it be mostly RPG scenarios. Well, The populations are still relatively even here, getting into Imperial Age now for both players. Another nice demo hit. And yet, Lix is the one who's fighting back, despite being far, far slower to the Imperial Age. Got 2 TCs in the middle to 1. And as resources start to run out, that's going to be a huge issue for Xuen. And remember that on top of that, and you can see why the resources are ahead. Look at those eco upgrades. You have Fuel Barrow and Handcart versus neither, although it is on play now. Is there a cave? I think there's also a cave. There's also that, like, unused Forza versus Bear fight on the side. For papal election. Was it unused? I think it was unused. I don't remember there ever being a way to use it. Demolish the forward docks. They like Rise of Nations. I mean, I'm barely a decent enough AoE caster. I'm not really, I don't think I'm really qualified to cast anything else. Alright, greening coming in. Ooh, Cannon Galleon does get sniped there. He said play, not cast? Oh, well. A let's play? I barely get enough viewership doing AoE 2 campaigns. What makes you think I'll get anything watching playing a Rise of Nations? There we go. For Cannon Galleons, yes, you do not need redemption to convert Cannon Galleons. Heated shot. Start mixing in some towers if you want. And the Cannon Galleon is going to start to work on that castle. Oh, did you try it? Yeah. Guys, remember when I even played Age of Mythology and those didn't do very well? When I played AoE 4 and that didn't do very well? There seems to be very low interest in me doing things that are not AoE 2 related.
Impero.
Alright, guard tower also coming in here from Lix. Remember, Italians have fully upgraded towers. Their towers are great. So much interest in AoE 2? There isn't, but, you know, it's all I got. It's all I got, guys. Alright, the towers can help hold the line versus the fast fire ship, but you still need something to deal with those cannon galleons here as Lix. Bombard cans can help with that. What else am I going to upload? I wanted to work on... Oh, hold on. Remember, no heavy demos for Italians. Oh, they're making a break for it! Fast station, no. I don't really play that many games. I'm playing Lego Lord of the Rings right now. I had never played it before. I was enjoying doing a replay of Lego Star Wars. I wanted to work on hardest achievements video as like a companion video to my hardest scenarios. I think people would really like that. I mean, the new top 5 hardest scenarios video did extremely well, so I think there's definitely interest in that. But that's going to take a lot of work. I think I want to do top 10 as well, because there was a lot of achievements. I don't need to spend as much time on them as I do with specific scenarios. Anyway, castle still surviving. It's almost at 10,000 damage taken. Like a cannon galleon was sniped. There's still 4 more. No elite cannon galleon though. That's a very expensive upgrade. Remember, even for Italians. Sforza 1? Who's even played HD Sforza 1 other than like me and Viper? Maybe has TUS played the HD campaigns? Boss's Gate? What? You? Oh, okay, well. And thought. Alright, Masonry coming in. Flex is still standing strong. I mean, this castle's taken such a beating. 14,000 damage. But those bombard cannons have to be so careful for the condos and other bombard cannons. Oh yeah, Sora is, wrecking. The Sky Bear will not be stopped. For the cave leads? Ah. Oh, more demo ship hits. And Xuen is now actually starting to develop a bit of a bank, even having a worse eco, and I think, yeah, just moving to the starting PC there did Lix. And look at this, Lix is the one who's able to get the enemy castle down first in this one. 15,000 damage taken, basically 3 times the base HP. And he's transitioning into the almighty skirmisher. What are you gonna do when the skirm comes for you? 29 possible games so far, that's wild. Yeah, I think all of Lix's series have been very close. Yeah, Lix Sora final would be good. Although I have been impressed by Xuen. Although, considering he got swept by Sora, I don't think that matchup is likely going to be going any differently. Yeah, Xuen is I think a very young Chinese player. I think he's a teenager. Anyway, Castle getting some extra damage there. Not that heated shot for castles actually helps against fire ships. Still, Lix is continuing to push, but again, Xuen's taken a beating, don't get me wrong. He's behind also a lot in terms of resources. And yet, he's not dead. His population's still comparable. He's switching into some light cav, which is good against skirmishers. Wasn't my point just now that Xuen is, like, not great, but he's also not dead? In fact, he even has a higher army value right now. Chain Barding armor coming in, and Lix is still pushing down this island. Another bombarded snipe. These light cav are gonna need to get some work done and get work done soon. Into something useful? He sure does, but that's the issue with the fire ships, is that they just aren't as good in this situation compared to galleons. Yeah, another castle coming in, but it's the siege. The siege, man! The siege. The best HD scenario of all time. You know, people like to meme on HD Bari 2 when HD Bari 3 was almost as bad. Alright, plate parting armor is on the way, but Xuen decides that now is the hour! Riders of Rohan! Oaths, you have sworn! Now, fill them all! The Gendos in the back are going to help clean up the remaining Hussars! Well, I mean, this is what I'm talking about, guys. I I mean, that's a big old mop-up. The Genvo numbers are quite solid, and they're decently well upgraded, and of course they are tipping the scale so massively in the Hussar battle. It's actually Muster the Rohirrim, not Master the Rohirrim. Although I can absolutely understand where you would think that. Look at this lovely bucolic paradise. Barbarossa Brawl was absolutely fantastic. It gives you the nostalgia itch, and it was like a genuinely tough, enjoyable scenario that unfortunately a bunch of hackers just ruined the leaderboard, and I think they just didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to publish anything that would make, you know, look bad because it just would get hacked instantly. I mean, Pyrotechnica might be good. I don't think it's still good enough, though. As long as they're coming out over here, Lynx, despite having a population lead, has struggled to take good fights, as Gwen is... He's a fighter, man. One's still trying to shoot away, and one cannon galleon gets converted. Yeah, I feel like Italians are just low-key very good right now. Oh. I mean, look at this. Now Red's the one with the siege advantage, and those are some very solid numbers of Genoese crossbowmen. No Hussar upgrade in for him, but he still has +4 defense on the light cab. And I mean, obviously both players just can't even get close with their Hussars on light cab. Elite Genbo coming in now for blue, although that is arguably one of the least important elite upgrades in the entire game. Italians get Hussar because they used to not have them, but then a long time ago they had their tech tree buffed and then they got other buffs. Like I said, if Italians are now much better on the land, which they are, with Pyrotechnica and the extra armor for free, both of which I like, by the way, I think they should lose a little bit of flexibility in the form of Hussar. You still have fully upgraded light cab, which is quite decent. One Trevis snipe right there. And still, remember, no elite cannon galleon in. I mean, now you can afford it though, Xuan. Blast furnace in here, so that's gonna be fully upgraded Hussars versus not even close on the light cabin. Lix is now the one who's starting to hold the line. A very back and forth game number one, which is always what we want to see. More farming paradise. Actually, just now getting Galleon. Anyway, there are the elite Genoese crossbowmen. Full upgrades! Gotta be careful there. And look at this. Lix continued charge force. Remember, his eco is very significantly better. It's half the bombards now gone! Decent bombard cannon hits, but I think Lix might just be able to grind this one down. He's got another castle coming forward. He's going to secure that stone, which is going to be extra useful, and Lix already has a lot of stone in the bank. I would not hate to see him spam some more towers in the process as well. I don't think it's been GG for that. Oh! Guys, what was more painful? That bombard cannon hit, or Gandalf actually banging his head on the beam in Bilbo's little up bag end? Which one was more painful? Architecture and hoardings coming in. Yeah, that could be the killer move right there. Unfortunately, the Navy isn't worth all that much at this point. He's still not able to destroy the castles. He never got elite cannon galleon, and Italians don't get siege engineer, of course. Like, you need to transport some units over to the island to really start to get value out of that. But I think that's just too little too late. Aragorn kicking the helmet. Breaking 2 toes. 2 toes for the 2 towers. There's the GG called. Lix takes game number 1. Honestly, very solid game. But really, it was Lix's eco-efficiency, his macro, that really pushed him over the edge. But still, very compelling game. Gwen just really started to run out of steam, though. Once he decided to click up to Imp faster, he really never quite got his eco back up to where he needed to. Also, Lix got 4 relics and all that, which is nice. 50 text research to 32. Earth. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I really don't see there being much interest in me doing other RTS games. Every time I've tried to do something even slightly different, it never really is that popular. Which isn't anyone else's fault. It's kind of been my experience. Anyway, Lix gets the win. Oh, don't tell me this is backwards. It's backwards! Rage! The concept of fun? Have you heard of the concept of making a living? Oh! Alright, so, well, obviously that was the number 1 pick for each player. Lix gets the win, Schwen gets the loss. Go get a job then. I'm trying! Rage flips the desk. I did 3 job applications yesterday. I was a good wolf. A little corgi. Look at that loaf. This is my job, indeed. I have not gotten an interview, no. Oh, we're going to Kawasan, Mr. Ornlu. Raid that is specifically located in the southwestern corner of Long Island, New York, also known as Brooklyn. Alright guys, game number 2, it is on the best map in Age of Empires. It's Kawasan. We'll have Lix here in the blue as the Blake here to the northwest of the map, and to the southeast in the red as the Frank. What? Franks being picked on in a tournament on Kawasan in the year of our Lord and Savior Doubt 2025? Basically worthless. Yeah, to be fair, I was reading an article about how white men with college degrees are the most underemployed demographic in America right now. Young white men. My bad. Old white men, they're doing great, as they always are. You know what to do then? OnlyFans?
Oui.
I don't know, in other countries, do you get asked what your, like, demographics are? Or, like, demographic questions? Like, do you get asked your, like, race, ethnicity? Because you do in America. Like, when looking for jobs. In fairness. Weird to non-Americans? Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, like, obviously, I'm sure based off of the name in other countries. Well, they say on the job applications that it's just for like data collection, like trying to figure out the demographics of people who are applying for them. But I'm sure there's more to it than that. 97.8% homogeneity rate. Then why did the anti-immigration party gain a bunch of seats in the Diet, Susie? Riddle me that, Batman.
Fifi?
Is for your nationality? Well, yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. I was actually looking for a job yesterday at the Australian government in DC and in Korea. But no, you have to be an Australian citizen to work at the Australian embassy in DC. I can be Aussie, damn it. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't normally swear. But then why am I getting the you know, why is the job application posting being listed for me? Married to show not reflected in popular and will the instrument lead. Oh boy. That's good. That is a good answer. Alright, Feudal Age is in. They have docked separate pogs, but Lick's coming in over here. In all seriousness, guys, I like the double pond approach on Kawasan these days. It seems like it's really tough to get damage done early on. You do start fairly close to the edge of the map, so if you wall early, you're generally speaking doing okay. That said, I don't really get what Xuan's doing. He's not going FC, is he? You should do it if you're not employed. He's doing his best. I love that meme. It's like, it's from the original Pokemon anime. It's, like, Blastoise shooting, you know, Hydro Pump from his cannons, Charizard breathing fire, and then Venusaur is just, like, standing there trying to look menacing, and it's like, WTF is Venusaur doing? And it's just his best. Oh, poor Venusaur, man. Alright, so Fire Galley's out in time here. Although, actually no, there's only one Fire Galley that was trained here from Blue. We have an Archer, I suppose. But yeah, kind of an odd build here from Xuan. I did really like his build in game number 1, although he screwed up by delaying his castle each time, which, as it turned out, it was actually kind of an issue for him. This I'm a little confused by, because he's not going to have a very good time winning water. Wait, what the heck? Maybe that was just some sort of part of the... part of the quick wall attempt. More Venusaur? I know. Other than Charmander? Because they picked Squirtle. Squirtle.
Yeah.
Although I like all three of the Kanto starters. Although they're not even, like, my top favorite Kanto Pokemon. Because I don't really bother with grass types. With Ralts. Ah, yeah. Well, Gardevoir is pretty cool. And so is Gallade. They just kind of had the unfortunate, you know, corner of the internet that makes it icky. Well, in the games, they say that Charmander is like the toughest one to do, which makes sense because it's like based off of the first three gyms, right? Grass is good against Brock and Misty and resists Lieutenant Surge, and Squirtle is good against Brock. Is, you know, cancels out with Misty and is weak against Lieutenant Surge. And Charmander's bad against Brock, bad against Misty, and only neutral versus Lieutenant Surge. Yeah. Anyway, Castle Age is on the way here for Xuen. So, to be fair, Xuen is behind a Nico. But he's keeping this pond alive. He is protecting himself. And, I mean, Malay are going to be getting ahead Nico anyway. He lost the villager on top of it. But now you're going to be Franks with the forge bushes in the middle of the map. Or Carnivore and Vaporeon. I only know the reputation for poor Vaporeon. And I really, really, really do not want to know more about it.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, Castle Age is going to be coming in at the same time for Lix, thanks to the power of Malay. He's also got his 2 ranges going, so... make sure you don't lose any bills here. Actually, with a little bit of bumping, that's going to be a counter kill. What Pokemon is Dash? If we're talking OG Pokemon, Jolteon. If we're talking all Pokemon, he's literally Yamper. I mean, Gardevoir, I mean, I just think the whole thing is really weird, but Gardevoir I at least can understand because it's a very humanoid Pokemon. Vaporeon isn't, though. That's the really creepy thing. Anyway, nice fight there for Lix. And he's got that production advantage on top of it. I mean, that's just the power of Malay right there. Still ahead by a few hundred resources. We have +1 defense incoming now for the Cav. You're trying to rush up that stable, but with that really nice fight as Castle Age is coming in, now you got Crossbowman on the way. Lix is going to try and go for that TC here in the middle. Yes, that's true. Mr. Mime! In case you didn't know, I did all of the original Pokemon dubbing in the anime. Alright, second stable also trying to come in, but the thing is, the Crossbowmen are already here. You got 6 of them. Bodkin's about to be in as well, and you're forced off of those forge bushes. And in playing Franks here without control of the middle is going to be kind of rough. Monastery coming in. This version of Kawasan, by the way, does not have all the relics in the middle. It has them in an X shape. Now he has a new life in Uzbekistan. Oh my goodness. I guess Uzbekistan doesn't have an extradition treaty with Germany. Pokemon anime? So? I watched it a ton as a kid, though. Alright, Crossbowmen are looping around here from Lix. He's also getting Bowsaw. Eco upgrades are actually very nice right now for Xuen, but Lix is the one who's going to be on 3 TCs to 1, and this is where this Night play needs to do work. The issue is that the Monastery's already out, you have Mugs on the way, and of course Mugs jumping in and out of town centers are just so strong defensively. Crossbowmen are doing a whole heck of a lot, but Mangonel is on its way, stable there defensively. We're already waiting for him there? Oh dear. Running afoul of the Bosnian police does not sound like something I want to do. Alright, trying to go for that TC in the middle. I mean, you get what Xuen's doing, right? Just try and maintain parity on the water, or at least, control one pond, essentially, on the water in early game, and then really fight for the middle with your Super Forgers, Castle Age, turn that into a bunch of dites, and then get a nice cheap castle to secure the map control. The Dutch, the ones that have very strict supervision and don't carry guns. Rip. That is not ideal there for Xuen. Siege Workshop now in for Lix. Alright, Alright, TC now coming in there at the back. A lazy brick today. That sounds like a great way to get a fine. When the Dutch people talk.
Oi. Okay.
I think you have to use pickled herring as bait.
Here.
Right, so a random unit goes down over there. Still, Lix is working with more villagers. He's ahead in resources. He's getting the pikeman upgrade, and of course, getting the free armor upgrade for pikeman is so strong. German bureaucracy,
Hey.
Duck Swaddler. Alright, so we got one mangonel, and it's still not using a mangonel. Or by using a mangonel, I mean making a mangonel. Lix is 28 on food and 14 on gold, though, so honestly, 2 barracks here. I like in his position. Looks like the crossbowmen over here have been caught out, so nice kill there from Xuen. But you're gonna need to do something proactive at this point, because as things stand, Lix has the better eco, and with melee, he's gonna have the better timing. And that TC helps so much for defense by giving those monks a place to jump into. You can go for redemption if needed, but you also have your own mangonel coming out. So, kind of a really comfy spot for Lix. Insofar as anything can be comfy with the game at somewhat close to parity. Lix is also much closer to a castle. Market now on the way for blue, so could even think about buying one. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be such a tough position to attack. I mean, you can commit there, but like you're just going to lose one tonight, so yeah, I don't want to do that. I mean, dragging out a case like that for 5 years is a long, long time. Yeah, the fighting around those forge bushes is not fun. Oh, that was a bit of mismicro there from Lix. Oh, that is not the kind of mismicro you want. Now, Redemption is coming in. And it is just 2 mangonels. I'm alive? Why wouldn't I be alive? Has there been anything that would indicate that I would not be alive? Gotta be careful, no sanctity in, remember. It is on the way, though. Still, this is very expensive, and look at this. Xuen is ready for the castle. Now, yes, you can afford a castle as Lix, but I don't know if you can actually place one. Oh, this could be huge here for Xuen, guys. Because obviously Redemption is so huge in the potential Mangonel War. That Mangonel is converted, however. But like I said, sometimes you just have to be decisive and build that castle. Hunt it, I mean, that's what it feels like. I mean, actually not even many builds are dying. Castle's in, guys. And now you can actually make some throwing axemen. Are you ready for some throwing axemen, guys? They're good against what Lix is making. Alright, so, I mean, Red can lick up in just a second, guys. Yeah, I mean, if I was Xuen, I'd definitely be prioritizing my neuron activation, although it doesn't have a market, which is not what you want at this stage in the game. Alright, Imp is on the way. And here's the thing, of course, is that there is the power of melee that will not be easily gainsaid. And you're gonna go Halbarb, and working towards that. Too late to go up. Gonna have forging here in a moment. Is gonna re-secure that wood, and of course you do have the mobility advantage here as the Franks. That's not ideal for Lix. Could end up with a lot of knights in his base. Actually still has a starting scout in the back of his opponent's base. That's funny. Totally forgot about it. Yeah, you can see that blue's even going to be up by faster by a few seconds, and now another castle's going to be incoming as well.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
See ya.
Pausing. I mean, Lix is in a pretty tough spot. Yeah, looks like we're good. But he is going to have 2 castles and basically the same Imperial Age time. Checking the texturing. Second castle. I mean, you could make that argument, but if he was closer to a second castle, he would have been slower to Imperial Age.
Apa syasananya baginda?
So I think that castle click up to imp fast is not the incorrect way of thinking. I just think that it's, you know, it's tough against Malay. They're just so good at the timings. Hitting those fish traps. Lix is also still slightly ahead in resources. He's picking up hand cart. Oh, the starting scout! Still, Imp is gonna come in, and you're gonna get the bigger Frank Castle discount. Oh my god, what a noob, guys! He could have saved like 70 stone by waiting a second to build the castle. Or is lying? Yeah, you could certainly say so. I mean, I think it's still pretty close. Gwen is gonna have the better eco going forward. Although I like the hand card, of course, for Lex. And I do like the extra mobility that Franks and Knights give you. There is a second castle rushed up, but, I mean, Lix is no dummy. He knows what he needs to do here. But the Trebs are not Trebbed up. Oh, that's not ideal, though, for Lix. Uh-oh. Is he gonna get the other one? Yes, he is. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay. Could say that was a little bit of the S word there for Lix, but on the other hand, of course, he is multitasking it in. This is the value of the Knights. They're splitting Lix's attention. We have chemistry in, but now things are going to start to look really rough. He's losing bills very quickly, and the Tread War is also in favor of Xuen here. I mean, those Knights are going to go down, but you have a very solid eco behind this. And our Franks player is doing just fine. One castle down already. It is 2 Trebs to 2.
Yeah.
These pikemen are still not really in the best position to defend. But now even one of those Trebs is attacking uphill. Another TC on the way here for Lex. Still fighting.
Okay.
No, those bills are fairly inefficient. Chemistry coming in. Of course, these are 2 bombard cannon hits. Gwen have ranges? Well, he's building 1 right now. He's gonna have 2, so even just fixing in a few hand cannons would not likely be a bad idea. And there we go. The second castle has fallen. I think it might have even been downhill. It's a little hard to tell. Cavalier on its way too. And where is that hand cannon near production? Skirms. Of course. Of course! Unfortunately, Franks have basically the worst skirms in the game right now. Alright, Red does still lose his castle. Lix keeping the trebuchet alive. couple more random conversions coming in, and the bombard cannons help out. And Lix is fighting back this Trev war here in the middle of the map. And the thing, of course, is that your army as melee is so much cheaper and more efficient than what you're getting as Franks. Crossbowman still peppering a few units from the back. And it's another castle down. Both players have lost both of their castles. Bombard can be even able to attack here from the left. And Turk Skirms are worse. Turk Skirms against anything other than Cav Archers are actually slightly better. And I'd take Remy Skirms with Bracer over, let's say, with +2/+2 any day. I mean, I'm not saying that the throwing Axeman would literally be good against what his opponent was making, but I'm also not saying that. Anyway, a little bit of raiding coming in over here. When now with the resources advantage. No, they do have vodka. No, never mind, they don't have vodka. I lied, they don't have vodka. Oh, but here we go, another castle coming in. The issue is that the food eco is really being hampered, as it was mostly on the forage bushes. And now it's just really, really messy here at home. And now Skirm's coming in for Lix.
Apa sasananya, Baginda?
Yasa buka Baginda. Iya,
Right. No.
swasta.
Oh, only deal 1 damage there to the bombards without Bracer.
Siap.
Cavalier trying to do a little bit more raiding, and you have gold as Xuen. He's actually going 33, 30, 30. Very even eco distribution. But you just can't kill the bombards with the Frank Skirms, man. Yes, hand cannons are literally requiring fewer upgrades. Still, that TC is going to be destroyed. A couple pikemen coming in, but again, the issue is that Xuen isn't really making much of an army. Whereas the trash units here from Lix,
Apa syasananya?
getting better
Apa
upgrades.
syasananya Baginda? Apa syasananya Baginda?
Yes, at least Bodkin is in now. You know,
Yasa
small
buka
steps.
Baginda.
Still, Lick has the 3
Syasananya
bombard
Baginda.
cannons. He's continuing to pressure here. Looks like the stone is basically running out. Honestly, it's been a very close series already. The score is a lot better here for Red, and this is going to be a big scary push. Now we have a fresh wave of Cavalier coming
Yasa
in.
buka Baginda.
Those 2 pikemen aren't going to stand a chance. And, I mean, this is a lot of Lick's eco, and his bill count is not good. I mean, he's hanging in there because his army is significantly more efficient than that of his opponent. He's got no gold income versus 30 on gold. I mean, I guess he's got 2 pellets, but that's still not enough. And trying to keep the castle alive, but this is going to be a big problem. Red's continuing to push forward on that angle, so clearly Xwen's just like, let's defend over here. 12,000 damage almost taken by that castle. Version. Yeah, no help is a huge issue in fact, but there's no way he can get it. Honestly, I think Lix might just be running out of steam. His eco is falling, I think, even far behind. Yeah, got your own bombard out now, and there's the GG called, and Xuen ties up the series 1-1. Honestly, guys, good game of Kawasan. I know I meme on it, with good reason. But you're not going to mess with Frank Skirms on my watch. No, honestly, really well done there for Xuen. I think that, you know, he really tried to prioritize the middle of the map. He never truly gave it up. just kept on fighting for it, and eventually was able to counterattack and maintain control of the middle. He actually had 99% map exploration. That's pretty funny. Is the game louder than usual in comparison to me? It should be literally exactly the same as always. Don't think it should be any different than usual. Wait, oh, wait. Migration lost and Kawasan won. A plumber technician? That does not play to my strengths as a person. Look at that. Winning with the number 7 pick versus the number 2 pick. That's a nice pick up there for Xuen. And, oh, they're already 13 seconds off from Nomad. So game number... What's the next one? 3! Guys, I'm really good at counting. I feel like you guys don't appreciate just how good I am at basic life. With mushrooms all day? It's tough, man. All right, we are here on Nomad game number 3. Lex is going to be in the blue as the Spanish to the south. And just a hair to the north of him in the red as the Koreans. It will be XuanLv. Nope, this Nomad map is not a full island. Which is funny because I've specifically asked Yo for multiple tournaments in the past what his preferred version of Nomad is, because tournament organizers in some ways rely on players to give them the sorts of maps, tell them the sorts of maps that they prefer to play on, especially, you know, the top-end players. And Yo says he much prefers the one that has water all the way around. But LingHe literally said, nope, not doing it. Oh, there is a pond here. It does have 3 deep fish in it, and 2 of them are marlin, so this is totally nice. Personally, I prefer the one that has land around the edge because it's just more random. And to me, Nomad is all about embracing the randomness. But I understand that from a pro player perspective, you want the consistency. So it's one of those things that I have a preference, but I understand why people who aren't in my position prefer it the other way. Nevertheless, Spanish Koreans, both top-tier Nomad civs for sure. I actually like this matchup for Spanish. I've said it before, but Koreans don't like facing strong monk civs to convert all of their expensive units. And I like the little bit of extra mobility afforded to you by conquistadors. But especially against Koreans as well, it is going to be important to really try and get that age up advantage, because Koreans are really, really tough to break if you're in the same age as your opponent. But if Koreans are an age behind, their units and buildings start trading horribly. That said, Korean towers are going to be really, really strong in the close rush distance. Note that there is gold and back at the stone. Clearly, I haven't had enough coffee. Gold and stone at the back here for Xuen, and for Lix, same deal. So I don't think either player is likely to have a bunch of resources denied. Xuen's coming in with Rhino number 2. Lix also has 2 Rhinos. Xuen is also going to have the benefit, though, of being closer to the middle of the map, so he can continuously expand to the back, whereas Lix can expand into the ocean and the side of the map. Yeah, watch this just be a cat archery. I'm so ready. What is... I guess it's just the early walling for Lix. Of course, Spanish are going to want to fast castle conquistadors at every possible opportunity. Like, if you can FC conks, especially on Nomad, you will. And so Lix is going to try and architecture his base so that he can do so safely.
Yeah.
That said, Koreans can go for an aggressive feudal age style with cheaper galleys and fire galleys. And you have the cheaper ranged units as well. Or you can go for fast castle towers, or you can go for a siege monk bush with rocket carts and some fire lancers. And, of course, you can go for the war wagons as well. So you actually have a lot of different options here with Koreans. Big fan of the Civ these days. They feel... like, Korean balance and design is so much better than it was in AOC, man. Although turtle ships are making me very sad. But maybe they'll be better next patch. We'll have to see how it actually plays out. That villager is walling himself outside. This might just be a mistake, or he might be... I guess he's just gonna try and walk back home. Oh, yes. Alright, dock here in the middle for Lix. And 27 pop up is not going to be for a fast castle, so despite the early walling, Lix will still be playing some amount of feudal age. He's getting another Rhino. Meanwhile, 29 pop for Xuen, who's 200 resources behind, by the way, so clearly a better start for our blue player.
저요?
Nope. See? Another Rhino coming in for Lix as well. But this is a very significant age-up difference. Lix is going to have a fire galley on the way. And the docks being fairly close means that Red could be in a sad position quite soon, although he doesn't actually know for sure. You always want to scout the coastlines with your sheep or chickens in this case on Nomad, so you can try and figure out where your opponent's dock is. Unfortunately for Lix, it's kind of exactly where he has not scouted, but he can only go in one direction at this point, so he'll be fine. Oh no, wait, he built the fire galley on this spawn. Oh, tragic. Alright, so Xuen is going to be able to FC this. No Water Nomad, because Water Nomad is like literally one of the worst 1v1 maps of all time. Okay, so it will be for an archery range. Okay, so I thought it'd be FC War Wagons, but not with an archery range. And there's the blacksmith. I feel like they've team walled. So weird looking. Because blue is walled all the way over there, but he's completely open to the east. Water Nomad is a really fun map for team games, but in 1v1, it's just a pure... It's like, go for the most aggressive galley rush possible, and then if that fails, you lose. Yeah, it's sending a random demos into woodlines, and then only galleys, and you never get more than 25 vills. Because it's impossible to keep your vills alive. Alright, Castle Age coming in here for Xuen. Lix is going to click up in a hot second. You are going to have that little bit of a timing advantage. You got 2 archers in. You could go crossbowmen, or you could just switch into cav archers, honestly. Watch once in a while. Emphasis on once in a while. Got that going for it. I mean, it's... I like Water Nomad a lot as like a 4v4 map. I just don't think it's a very good 1v1 map. Alright, first fishing ship has been killed. Yeah, that archer is having a very bad day. Second range even coming in here for Xuen. I mean, I don't disagree, but it's not like there's gonna be much of a point complaining at this stage. 5 best 3v3 maps and why? I mean... I don't know if there's, like, one answer to that. I think it's more like different archetypes. It's good to have an aggressive map. It's good to have a walled map. It's good to have a hybrid map. It's good to have a water map. And I think that all of those different map archetypes have a lot to offer in 3v3 and 4v4. Okay, yeah, it's going to be Cav Archers like I thought. The thing is, though, the eco balance is not very well set up for Korean Cav Archers. You get the big wood discount, but no gold discount. And 1v1 maps?
See?
1v1's a bit tricky. It's harder, in my mind, for a 1v1 map to actually be good. Which is why I think the most fun maps for 1v1s are when tournaments have brand new maps. That force players to be a little bit different. Hybrid map? I think hybrid maps in team games are a lot of fun.
Presto.
In my mind, Tar Desert is one of the best team game maps of all time, and it's a hybrid map.
Servidor.
See?
1v1s, though. Eh? I also love Pog. Pog is a great map. That's a hybrid map.
See?
Well, Castle's in. 37 bills to 29. Boosting all the fishing ships will do that for you. And now it feels like Xuan's hitting a wall. He got no damage done with his faster castle age time. Lix is fully walled on the side, and because he walled so much over here to the west, he is not going to easily take damage. Now, there is just one tile of Palisade here. Some of the special maps, isn't Frontline literally that? Wasn't that a special map? Alright, Stonewall's going to be rushed up, and if those come in, then it's probably super giga over here for Xuan. I mean, yes, he's on 2 TCs, but 9 fishing ships, guys. 9 fishing ships! Age of fishing ships. Oh! Well, this could make things interesting. Because now those vills are in peril. Frontline last used, like what? 2 days ago?
Monday?
In, Paradox's show match? Those maps were very good, by the way, the ones that Paradox used.
Servidora?
University coming in, of course, for ballistics, and this was a very necessary beacon for Xuan, because if that wall was completed, then the Cav Archer still doesn't do anything, and then the eco difference becomes too excessive. But as things stand right now, Xuan is actually ahead in resources, and the fire ships, of course, are not very good at killing these Cav Archers that have the armor upgrades in.
Monday?
And now, guys, the eco numbers are even.
Monday?
Cav Archers are fairly good against Conquistadores. A show match? Well, I mean, how many team game tournaments do we see? The last 3v3 tournament was my 3v3 tournament, and no one ever remembers those, man. Well, Scorpion not able to get a shot off. I know, man.
Presto. See?
I managed to host like the least memorable tournaments of all time.
Presto.
Canyons?
Servidor.
In a team game tournament, I may be in like some small events, but I don't think we've seen it in a big event. Oh, remember Nile Delta though? Not Nile Delta. I mean, a Nile Delta is always pretty fog, but not Nile River. The one in WDC. That was a really fun map.
See? Monday? See?
But WDC had a lot of really good maps.
See?
Oh, give me another Vil picked off there, but a lot of these CA are very low HP. And yet, Ben's still finding a way to get damage done, and now Lix is in a terrible spot. He's behind by 50 villagers and has no gold income. Uh-oh. I mean, it was absolutely imperative for him to wall that, and he just, well, couldn't. OPDC? What's that? I mean, now the resources collection difference is gonna completely balloon.
Monday?
Are those parents? Oh, joke's on you. We don't have a basement.
See?
Still more conks are gonna go down, and I mean, Xuen, to his credit, did a great job of getting those CA numbers going fast. His room cup? No. That's all I got. Yeah, I figured that. I mean, 30 vills to 63, guys. I mean, yes, you have the fishing ships, but so many villagers have died on the other side that it does not at all make up for it.
Monday.
Only 2 conquistadors on the field, and okay, you're trying to get some extra gold income over there, but it was actually just that hole. Otherwise, Lix would have crushed this game. Enemy Archipelago? It's a fun one, yeah. With dogs may enter. Finally something Viper can win because Hera can't participate and he can. Yep! Which is funny because Viper actually just won Walhalla. Debbie's? Yes. Eustace is Debbie's, although I think they, I don't think they're gonna split up anytime soon.
Presta. ¿Sí? Presta.
Well, wheelbarrows coming in for both. That's making a huge difference, guys. It totally isn't the enormous population lead for Xuen. Which other pro has a dog? I actually don't know the pet status of most pro players. Oh, man. I mean, there it is, guys. GG. Sometimes games are as simple as, okay, there was a hole in the wall and a bunch of cav archers got in. This wall is here, then the conks are out, you have the fishing ship advantage, the villager numbers are even, and then there isn't anything you can do at that point as Lix, but, well, AoE is not played on what-ifs. That will be Xuen taking the lead in this series for the very first time. That was Lix's #1 home map as well. And his #3 Civ pick, although it's #2 for Xuen, to be fair. Alrighty. And looks like Arabia will be next. Is there any one Civ that I'd prefer here for Lix? Feels like a bunch of B-tier Arabia Civs. I mean, maybe Byzantines. And then for Xuen, probably Khmer. Okay, this is interesting. What ifs and what ifs. Oh, was it? It was actually a very good game of Kawasan. Which can deliver. Occasionally. Very occasionally. And we're about ready to go. Alrighty, kiddos. Game number 4. Up 2-1. Really great result for him in this tournament.
Setting.
It will be XuanLv in the red as the Dravidians to the south. And to the north in the blue as the Byzantines, it will be Lix. So, yes, I do agree that Byzantines made the most sense for Arabia in this context. And Byzantines are just, like, never a bad pick on Arabia. Dravidians is a head-scratcher. As the girlfriend situation. I'm not really looking to start a relationship when I'm trying to move halfway across the country. Or halfway across the world. Remember, guys, Xuen could have picked Khmer. And... Here, since it's just early game Arabia, I mean, I don't think you guys are going to be too terribly surprised with what's happening. Let's think about this, because Dravidians are a really interesting pick. For Fractal, you have, if you're Xuen, you have either, probably Berbers. I like Berbers a lot for Fractals. You got a lot of Vil fighting potential. Castle Drop, Camel Archers can be very good. I like them a lot. You could also go Shu, potentially. RF is humans. Morass? That feels like where you pick Dravidians, right? That feels like that makes the most sense. And then... you would have, I don't know, there's one other civ left over. So, humans and Khmer are the strongest civs you have left in general. Again, humans are, you just are gonna pick for RF. But then, like, where are you playing Khmer? On Fractal? I mean, Khmer are fine, but it feels like you'd rather play them on a map that they're even better than on, what to say. No, interesting stuff. I'm curious as to what Xuan's thought process was. Anyway, looks like 19 pop up here from Lix, 20 pop up from Xuen. Are we gonna just see mass skirmishers? Alright guys, tell me how many skirmishers are being made this game between Dravidians and Byzantines? How many skirms are we going to delight in? Two lumber camps on 19 pop with a civ that doesn't have an eco bonus? I don't know. What do I know? Long swords and katas. Oh, it's gonna be all of the Uwumi. Alright, couple Vils coming forward, but this is just gonna be to drop a barracks over here to start walling up. It is a very open map for Xuen. It's kind of funny, like back in the day, it felt like the map analysis on Arabia was one of the most important things for me to do in the early game as a caster. But now Arabia is so homogenized that it's just like, you're gonna be getting an okay map. It's not great, it's not awful. You know, it's a map. Give me back old Arabia, guys, with all the randomness. Alright, archery range is on its way. Archery range is on its way. Double bit axe, double bit axe. Oh man, I wonder how long ago that was. African River. Civs did the opposite? Yeah, basically. I don't know, guys. I'd say the Three Kingdom civs are all pretty homogenous. You know, they did release 3 Han Chinese civs. My scout here going to be a little bit annoying. There is one spearman out on the field. And just help protect those villagers as they're gathering from the chickens. And it's skirmin time. Oh, man. I'm honestly kind of surprised that nobody went double range skirmishers. About the pup changes, I did a whole video on it, like, right when they came out.
நான் தயார்.
As somebody pointed out in the comments about how negative I am, I'm really not a big fan of a lot of the changes.
Impero. Impero.
Some of them are good.
A.
I mean, the skirmisher change is very good, and that's the most important change that's happening. Negative as I want? I'm just honest. If I like something, I'm going to say I like it. If I don't, I'm going to say I don't like it.
Salve. சரி.
CBA. Yep. Some things never change.
Ein.
But yes, people will always find very inventive ways to criticize others
என்ன
online.
கட்டளை?
Presto.
But I am well past the point of caring. Well, both players are just making some more skirms. Lix is a little bit ahead in terms of resources. A bit more eco-optimization, I suppose. I always say it, yes. Clearly, it's because I hate 290. Oh, whoa, 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 that bill was walling.
Presto.
I think he is going to be relatively safe, but this is going to cause a little bit of idle time for Lix, and again, these are minor differences, but it's going to allow Xuen to catch back up in resources, I'm sure. Make me negative? I mean, I would actually say that if you're being honest and you're just negative about tons of things all the time, then it probably is something wrong with your attitude and your mindset. But I don't think I'm especially negative on most things.
Presto.
But people also say that I criticize everything that the devs do, and that I'm also a shill for Forgotten Empires, so, there's no winning for trying on the internet.
Salve.
Mr. Yo. Would it be funny if the next Mr. Yo is Lix? I'm a critical shill. Indeed.
Sari.
Is Mr. Yo?
Ein.
It's always Lix and Yo, guys. Always has been. How old is Lix? Lix is in his, I think, late 30s. Gwen, I think, is very young. I think he's actually a teenager still. I am remembering the correct player. Anyway, obviously, not a whole heck of a lot's happened so far this game. Gwen made a few more skirmishers.
Presto.
A few extra ones are coming over this way. Lix, I think, is just going to try and go up to Castle Age. Actually, so is Xuen, to be fair. Neither are continuing to make units. They're just getting themselves defended. But you can see here, Lix actually is fully walled into his side of the map,
Ein.
where Xuen is quite open.
சரி.
His army needs to be in position better. Blue has the market in. 40 next year? Indeed. The fact that he's still even a top 20 player is really impressive. This game? I know, it's crazy. Gonna be tomorrow? Oh, really? Happy birthday now.
Impero.
Tier list of Ornlu drama. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really been
Presto.
the propagator of drama.
Ein.
Alright, second range is on its way. Now that Castle Age is going to be in, same deal here for Lix, and we're going to keep skirming until morale improves. Was at the top? What? I didn't do anything! Does not matter.
Presto.
I don't think that'd be very good for AoE.
என்ன
In the
கட்டளை?
tier below. Ornlu situation's crazy. I think I'm like a very inoffensive caster and content creator. I mean, you'll always have some haters and, some people who try to make you controversial, but I really don't think
Ein. Impero.
most people have an especially strong opinion of me.
Salve.
It's an offensive. Oh!
என்ன கட்டளை?
I don't know what that means.
Presto.
Antenna? I do not know.
Ungal Siddham.
Alright. Just trying to get a few good javelin flings here.
Ein. Ungal Siddham.
Un cuercitum.
என்ன கட்டளைகள் சித்தம் சரி
Well, more or less even trades with skirmishers, but you can see Xuan's trying to switch over into archers, and that's clearly a mistake. And I mean, I know I like to meme about skirmishers all the time because it's fun. I honestly think that it is a mistake to make anything other than skirmishers here.
என்ன கண்கள்
Either of these players wants to invest in the cavalry. Although if Xuan was truly giga-brained, would go for long swordsman here.
என்ன கட்டளை
Because what's Lix gonna do? Make cataphracts without a castle? He has been a part of, yeah.
என்ன கட்டளை Impero presto
The funniest drama.
Presto
Zero Empires versus Mem versus Voobly Official. Tourism in the Philippines. Yeah, that's me. And Xuan is actually an up-and-coming player. I mean, like, he's been around. I've known about him for a couple years, but he's really sort of taken that next step this year. Scam-ish drama, yeah. Oh, Viper. Of course I love Viper, but that was you know, we all do dumb stuff sometimes.
நான் தயார்.
Yeah, the Margu locking himself in his room drama was pretty great. It is hard to beat that.
Ein
என்ன கட்டளை?
Ein உங்கள் சித்தம்
Okay, second TC and third TC are in here for Lix, so he is still expanding his eco. So I think strategically, I actually do like what Lix is doing more. He got himself in a nice spot defensively with all of those walls. He's Byzantines, he's adding eco, getting more skirmishers out, and it feels like Lix has his eyes on the prize, right? The crass drama for the impact, yeah.
என்ன கட்டளை?
Back when Viper was a salty kid.
சரி.
Oh, and Lix is gonna find a little bit more damage over here.
Presto
Yeah, there generally isn't much drama these days.
என்ன கட்டளை?
Except for people versus the devs. Twitter posts? I don't
என்ன
think so.
கட்டளை
Oh yeah, there was that drama. I forgot about that drama. Yeah, XuanLv, an up-and-coming Chinese player.
Presto Impero Presto
Neuro Ralph, yeah. Honestly, most of the big content creators work their hardest to avoid drama, and considering that usually drama is fanboys going at it, at least in AoE,
Impero?
it would make sense that we are doing a fairly good job of limiting drama. Yeah, that was
உங்கள் சித்தம் சரி
interesting to say the least.
Ein
ஏய்,
Impero
salve.
We're all part of it.
என்ன கட்டளை உங்கள்
Made up
சித்தம்
drama?
என்ன
Yeah, that's
கட்டளை?
true. People thrive on the drama, man. Hey, that's 5 villager kills for Lix. He's ahead by, what, 1,400 resources?
சரி
I mean, he's really starting to get ahead, guys.
Ein
Just added the TC sooner, added more skirmishers sooner, and just had a much clearer game plan. Now he is going to be switching over into the Knights, which is a mistake because clearly he needs more skirmishers.
Impero
most mature community you've seen? Well, it's because people are on average much older. Not that old people don't have tons of drama, there's just, you know,
ಸರಿ
people have less free time on their hands to complain about stuff. Which is relatively speaking because AoE people still complain about stuff constantly. I just like milk. My understanding, though, is that the 3K DLC is one of, if not the best-selling DLCs in all of Age of Empires, though. Which just goes to show, and I think the other best-selling DLC is Return of Rome. Although that one was also much, much, much more expensive to make. So I don't know about the profit margin on it. But I think it just, like, I don't know anything, man. Getting a podium? Oh, that's weird. Alright, Knights will easily be able to take down the Mangonel. Obviously, there is no monks on standby. Very different people. But it's not even just casual, like people who do single player. I mean, a lot of, oh, yeah, I mean, that was pretty brutal, honestly, in favor of Lix. And just a step ahead in every single way, pretty much. Because, like, I have a lot of viewers who are single-player only casual players, which makes sense since I do a lot of single-player content. It seems like just people who engage in the community at all that are you know, feeling strongly about stuff, and then there's, like, all of the people who don't engage in any significant way. But, like I said, I'm not an MBA. But that is the Byzantines over the Dravidian. I mean, it was the last pick, I suppose, but still a little weird. Worst two? I think so. But just goes to show how little I know. Single player no campaign. If they're not OP? Well, to be fair, I think that the wiser people were not hating on the heroes because they would be OP. They're hating on the heroes because of the design precedent it sets in the game. I think was worrying for a lot of people, like myself. Alrighty. So this was my thought as to where Chimera would be picked, but I'm still not entirely sure. Anyway, here we are, XuanLv. Lost the last one, gonna need to bounce back a little bit because that was most one-sided game this series. I'll be the red Chimera here, to the northwest and to the southeast in the blue as the Bulgarians with the absolute cap jam theme. It will be Lix. What's Dash's opinion on the 3K DLC? Dash's opinion is, I need more belly rubs and treats. He's very opinionated when it comes to belly rubs and treats. Multiplayer is the more you wait to play, the worse it gets. Well, multiplayer seems to be something that it's hard to maintain over time because you need to keep on adding in content, otherwise people will just go to other games. But the entry, like the barrier to entry and the ability to make good content also decreases over time. So it's a tough situation. Askutova. Richard, oh no! Oh my goodness. The CBA community is famously toxic. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I'm kind of curious as to why Chimera. Now, Chimera can jump in houses, of course, but this feels like it has to be for a really quick double archery range play from Xuen to deal with an incoming meta-arm rush. The thing is, this is like a counter meta play, because how you typically play this map is like all in infantry because you have so much food income that you can easily be pressured on. And generally speaking, the more vills that you can put over here on food, the better. Archers don't cost food. I know. Wild information. But where that's actually relevant, though, is that it's going to be difficult to actually have a good eco for your archer production relative to what your opponent has for infantry and skirmisher production. So it's going to be interesting, because it's going to be men-at-arms here from Lix. Like, surprise, I know. 19 pop with Loom. And it's going to go for a second mill there in the middle. We'll have to see if the villager is going to keep on mining gold, because with Bulgarians, you only need to mine 10 gold. And then you can go for your men-at-arms. Your 3 men-at-arms. Yeah. Humans are still used on this map. It's just a greedy approach. But yeah, you can still do it. It is legal. Alright, so it will be for more and more men-at-arms. Got 9 vills here in the middle. Like I said, generally speaking, the guy who can throw more villagers in the middle is going to be the most successful. But yeah, it should be double ranges here for Xuen. Those vills are already walled in, and like I said, this seems like a pretty clear counter-meta pick. So is the thing that is designed to counter the meta good enough against the meta to compensate for the fact that it is not playing to the strengths of the map? Or I guess the more focal points of the map, if we want to be specific. Also, you can use the house as a gate to hop your villagers in and out, which is cute. Anyway, there is banana number 1. And where's banana number 2? Give me a second banana. Whoa! Okay. I don't know. What do you think about this one, guys? I mean, you do have a lot of food. Okay, defensive tower being rushed up. This just feels like you're not committing enough to archers or scouts, and they're just going to struggle against somebody who's teching more decisively. Still, tower's going to go up on both sides. Tower gets 1 hit in right there. But yeah, it's like the starting scout cavalry can still pressure those archers. That said, tower is up for now. A little bit of smackerinos there, and here comes the forward archery range from Lix. Lix is going full Lix this game now. He does have 22 seconds idle time versus none. So good there for Xuen. His food income is quite poor, though, so you can see he's rushing up the middle to try and continue that via the forage bushes. And those men-at-arms are going after the stable. They are attacking uphill, so that is going to be at least slower than normal. But let's see if they can actually pressure the forage bushes with still being under pressure from without being under pressure from the feet. The thing is, though, is that that tower's going to go down, and you still have some food left over here. And that food income's going to be denied. Okay, now the blacksmith is coming in too, but obviously that's a lot of investment. Thankfully, of course, for the Chimera, you can skip the barracks, so that's 175 wood saved right there. Petard specific bonus, but the reason we don't see Petard or Siege Tower bonuses is that they are fundamentally situational units. So having a bonus to them feels like a wasted civ bonus in most situations. Oh, it's very uncomfortable for Xuen. Got the blacksmith coming in too. See that Red is going to try and launch a counter-attack. And to be fair, those vills are very, very exposed to archers. Fletching going to be here in just a second. But this is also a problem, as these men-at-arms are going to be going to town, just like Santa Claus. Oh, and another tower. Oh no! Xuen!
вашему условию.
Oh man, the men-at-arm play is very good on this match. You can see the 300, almost 400 resources collected lead here for LingHe, even with all the extra idle TC time.
Brania.
And this counterattack obviously has to do an almost comical amount of damage.
Ban.
And although it's a great start to this series here for Xuen,
Da.
going up 2-1, he could find himself with his tournament life on the line very, very quickly. That said, this isn't bad at all. With scouts and archers here, you are developing towards the better army composition, but the Bills are fighting. And... okay...
К вашим услугам.
I mean, like, the archery range is forward, remember, and you don't have your almighty skirmisher here to defend as needed.
Da.
+1 defense is in for the men-at-arms, but, I mean, they're still men-at-arms versus archers. I don't know, guys. I mean, remember in the Nomad game when I'm like, okay, well, this counterattack has to, like, do an insane amount of damage, otherwise it's gonna fail. And then the counterattack did an insane amount of damage, and then, Xuen won the game. Remember when I said that, guys, in the long, long ago time?
К вашим услугам. Приказания.
Well, now Xuen's ahead by a couple bills. He's gonna knock down that tower, I guess. Actually, no, there's still the archer there. Xuen doesn't have much food, that's for sure. And he also threw away those 2 scouts completely needlessly, which is a little triggering. Alright. So, Xuen is ahead by 5 bills. Good. But he also has a very poor eco balance and a lot of idle villagers. Much less good. Oh, Archer is going to get a little bit more value here.
К вашим услугам.
Saboteurs would be so comically overpowered in multiplayer.
Приказания.
Unless they costed as much as heroes, in which case, well, I sure hope you have arbs, otherwise it's gonna blow up your entire army. Alright, another tower coming in here from LingHe, and those are gonna be very helpful at defending, because you can see Xuen is just all on archers right now. But that means LingHe is on the almighty skirmisher.
Приказания.
Well, house wall there is going to be good. It's a pretty uncomfortable game for both players, though. On the one hand, LingHe took a lot of damage at home, and his forward is kind of getting stopped. But on the other hand, Xuen isn't really developing that strong of an army composition, as in it's literally just archers. And that's going to be a lot of idling on the flip side as well. There's the 1 scout cavalry left, though, and that's going to be quite helpful against the skirmishers.
Ban. 第二节.
Forwardville taking some damage. My hands, it would be pretty scary.
Da.
And padded archer armor coming in as well. You can see that LingHe is maintaining the resources collected lead. Despite all of the losses, he's still just keeping his bills working, especially on the shorefish. Mascara at red space?
Вашим услугам.
I mean, I don't really think there's a whole lot of mascara going on. I think that their faces are beautiful enough as is. 15 bills on gold, though, is obviously way too many, especially without a market. There's just no way you can spend all of it. That's what I was saying, like, the eco balance and the eco efficiency have both been quite bad for Xuen here. The nearest archery range. But then how are the archery ranges getting all the wood? Villagers need to drop off wood at the archery range so the archery range itself can bank up the wood needed for archers' arrows and javelins. And you have to drop off gold and stone for hand cannoneer projectiles. Alright, Arctic coming up at the back. And Lix is going to be clicking up to Castle Age pretty soon. Full settlers economy, yeah.
No Bobrania.
Alright, where are those bills going? Oh, okay, so they're going to try and secure some more food income. But again, it's all about the eco-efficiency, guys. Bullets are made of gold. Yeah, but you need to pay the metalurists? I think that's the word. To mix the minerals together. That's pretty bad for Schwennen. And Lix is up to Castle Age. Remember, he can just drop a forward Trepos, like, right over here and start making some Konex. Pay the troll indeed. It's like all those people who think that AoE should have, like, day, night, and weather mechanics. It's like, let's just make AoE incredibly complex and confusing with all of the different effects, just making the game more annoying to play. I don't know, there have been a lot of suggestions of people who, for some reason, want to make AoE more annoying. Like, wouldn't it be cool if your units couldn't see as far in the dark?
Приказания.
Bring up stockpiles, yeah. Just shoot in the straight line. Chicken hold and die. Units' attack values decrease as they get more damaged, and they get slower. Like, doesn't all that just sound like it would make AoE fun? Want boar alluring to make it easier? Yeah, it's amazing how stuff works like that. Alright, so bills are off of stone at this point here for Lix. So no initial crepos. I imagine it's just going to be for double stable knights. Every game is a Byzantine's mirror. Oh, Schwen never even got double bit axe, man. That hurts. An avatar AoE. Are we talking about the intergalactic Smurfs avatar, or the Four Elements avatar? All right. Well, that TC kind of isn't happening right now, but the knights are on their way. And I think it's okay. It's gonna be crossbow and bottom. You still have 9 archers left, guys. So 9 archers could be doing work, but 3 knights could have put 1 stable is really painful. You need to get crossbowmen, I think, to have any chance here of defending. Okay, well, that's a little awkward. Gonna cause a bit of idling. Made $1 bajillion at the box office. It is amazing to me how much money Avatar makes for how little cultural impact it has. Like, there is nothing memorable about Avatar. I don't even know who starred in it. Visuals are great, I guess. Yeah. Knight production and upgrades, much better here for Lix. Honestly, great job able to make use of the Bulgarian bonus. Those range units are in great position, and I mean, Schwen is on the one-way trip to Frowntown. Does get 1 villager on the other side. Character's name? Yes, it's Jake Sweet. I remember that. The most... It is, in fact, exactly Pocahontas. Or Dances with Wolves. Whatever you feel like. Yeah. But it's just like... It's not one of those things that stays around in the cultural imagination. Like, you know, you go to Star Wars thinking that, okay, we're gonna watch something that's visually really, really cool. You go to Jurassic Park watch see a Jurassic Park or a Marvel movie or whatever, and you're like, okay, it's gonna be a visual spectacle. But even they never, like, any one of them is not even close to Avatar. And those franchises make significantly, or have significantly more cultural impact. Think about the stresses of life. I mean, like, I get that, right? It's just, it's crazy that it's so successful. Looks like Brendan Fraser. It's all Brendan Fraser, all the way down. Lix does not have husbandry, which would certainly be a nice one to pick up, but the eco is quite messy at this stage. Because remember, no farms for Blue, so he's entirely reliant on the shorefish. But that extra TC is going to help secure more of that. You are looking at 4 monks at this point for Xuen, so he knows he's very far behind in the cavalry battle. So the monks would really be his best chance of coming back. Look at that TC! Oh my goodness, guys. I don't think you're high IQ enough to appreciate how amazing this TC is. We had 1 TC, yes, but what about the second TC? Yeah, not too sure on that one. The lore of the characters? Indeed. Are there? Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess Avatar only comes out once every 12 years or so. Jurassic World? Well, I guess it was mostly just the original Jurassic Park. This is the part of the cast where I just kind of make groaning sounds. It's just, how is Xuen ever going to get his eco efficient this entire game, man? December? Oh, is it really that fast? It's kind of weird because it was like, the first one came out when I was a teenager. There's fire smurfs. Alright. Remember, these knights are completely unupgraded. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, who let the fox into the chicken coop? But the pathfinding! Oh my goodness, Xuen gets all 5 light cav! He doesn't lose a single monk! What? Wow. Just rely on DE pathfinding, guys. It'll bail you out eventually. Alright. Well, the prep post is coming in. Buddhist community? It's actually the Bulgarian Hindu community, because these are the Hindu monks, and the Khmer Empire was Hindu. Largely. I mean, in Southeast Asia, they kind of went back and forth between Hinduism and Buddhism in a lot of locations and ways. Diversity in Bulgarians, man. My mom was Hindu? No, she was actually Episcopalian growing up. Yeah, James Crampton seems to have his hands in like nothing but some of the most highest grossing franchises ever. Alright, Knight's still looking to come for a bit of a counterattack. Give me some Konix! Give me some Konix! Oh, those Knights are gonna get some value here. Gonna get some conversions back. I mean, the overall villagers killed and resources collected are similar. I mean, red is ahead in eco. Oh. Guys, remember for a second it was looking good for Xuen? Remember that? I remember that time. Thanks out of the equation. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, that's still going to be a pretty scary castle, but forcing those villagers to evacuate isn't the end of the world. The issue is that Lix has been delaying that farming transition for a really long time. Yeah, it's 9 months. And considering that Lix's army, you know, costs food and everything, it's pretty tough. Commentary, you guys only get the best here. Oh, guys, now we need the one ballista elephant to cut through the middle of the map to harass the lumberjacks over here. That's called using your noggin. That watchtower's been alive this whole time. It's only now going to get taken down. Oh, guys, is this why you go for the second TC? It's the contingency town center. Oh, you guys, again, you just aren't high IQ enough to appreciate this TC play. So it's when the first one dies to the 10-minute later forward crepos that you can still garrison villagers in the other town center to protect them. Oh my goodness, devotion coming in, that's certainly going to be an important one. Eggnog. Eggnog is pretty good. Alright, so now Lix actually has vills back on food again. You can see now the farming infrastructure is coming in, although the eco upgrades were quite poor for each player. Did it enter your overflow? Exactly. So on the one hand, Lix is really running out of steam. He's killed almost double the villagers of his opponent, and is still behind. And of course his opponent has Chimera Eco. But like, both players have very poor eco balance. Neither have very good food income because they were both overfishing. That said, Lix is starting to round out his own eco upgrades. Food for now. Being able to take some of the box turtles and forage bushes on the side is also a nice plus. This is signed to bite. Alright, Lix can now go for his own castle here in just a moment. Not that I would think it's really that high of a priority to get a castle over basically 2 more crep posts. Got wheelbarrow now coming in for Lix as well. So I think Lix still might just have that bit of an advantage based off of better long-term strategic planning. It served him very well in all the games he's won. Build the Wonder? No, I think it was always required to build the Wonder at the end. I think so. Still have those 9 monks, but the monks cannot be everywhere at once. And we got a Konik! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Konik incoming. Oh, defensive castle coming in, but the Krepos builds much faster. But okay, the Knights coming in means that you have to cancel that. Gray, Gray, I think, is now much more consistent in its attacks than it was. I think it was like a big attack at the end or something. I don't remember. Well, this is some decent counterattack damage here from Xuan. Going on to, they are in theory taking place later today. Or at least, you know, they are going on right now. Unfortunately, I don't really know anything about the Chinese land tournament. I'd love to go, but I don't think I'll probably be able to. It'd be really cool to go to one in South America that might be happening as well. Go to parts of the world I've never been to before. Oh, that's a lot of light cab coming in, guys. Now the farming infrastructure is coming in here for Lix. And he still has some fishermen. Uh-oh. Is Lix gonna take the villager lead for like the first time this game? Oh, the positioning, guys, is so rough. Now with the food income coming in, having those superior eco upgrades. Oh no. Guys, do you think that's a GG raid? Or are you getting that vibe? Because I'm kind of getting that vibe. That's a Spaghetti-O. Something like that. Yeah, guys, that was like, what? 30 villager kills with minimal losses. Still, it takes a long time for castles to kill Krepos, because although castles do win versus Krepos on account of having, was that 2200 more HP, they don't punch through the building armor, right? Because you can see the building armor here is actually the same for castles and Krepos, which means that the bonus damage that the additional arrows do versus stone defense is actually not applied. I mean, it's like, it applied, but it's all blocked out, so you only deal 5 damage a volley, so 1 damage per arrow. Same bracket? Oh, jeez, it feels like they run into each other a lot. Anyway, if you look to your left, you can see Lix massacring more poor villagers here for Xuen. And there's Imp on the way. Oh, the ballista elephants! They're gonna kill the value! Yeah. Despite being 2-1 a couple games ago, now it's going to be looking 3-2 in favor of Lix, who's going to be 1 game away from the finals, where Sorakuma awaits the winner. And that's going to be a tough matchup for either of these players. I mean, Xuen got swept by Sora in just the last set that he played. I don't think it's possible to get Tim castled by another castle. I think in the time it takes the castle to attack and then the arrows to travel towards the castle, I'm pretty sure the villager has built it enough so that it doesn't take, you know, destruction level damage. Oh, the massacre! All stirrups. Alright, that should be GG. Indeed it is. Lix 1 game away from the grand finals. Another fun one, though. Xuen just never really got the eco-efficiency going that he needed. I mean, it was still pretty close, but you can see that the eco-balance was never quite there, and Lix was able to much more streamlined get to his cavalry. He got his eco upgrades down when he needed to. He took the map control when he needed to. But still a fun game. Still a good game. Bulgarians win? Yeah. Always, always exciting. But thanks to everyone who's watching. Hope you're having a good time on this happy Tuesday. Where? Morass. Try going? Quite horrible, actually. Qualifier brackets, I will do so because that is a good idea. What I am going to do, though, First is take a quick break. But yeah, hope you guys are having a nice time. I'll be right back. There is no seeing what's happening with LingHe Cup because we still have games happening. Alrighty, kiddos. Game number 6. One game away from the grand finals here of LingHe Cup. We'll have Lix in the blue as the Celts. Here to the northwest of the map and to the southeast in the Rouge. Tournament life on the line. It will be XuanLv as the Show. Which, depending on where he's from on China, he could associate that as his IRL civ. Like, I wonder if Yo associates with Wu because he's from Fujian. Probably not. Because, you know, why would you associate yourself with a short-lived historical entity? Alright. Pickup time here for each player. But look at this guy. Xuan is mega walling. This associated because that just doesn't really feel like Yo's spirit, you know? Whoa, what is the plan? Also, shouldn't this be a very good matchup for Celts? Like, very good. Like, what are Shu gonna do versus Celt Siege? Gonna go War Chariots into Celt Mangonels? But it's just the 2 militia for now, and I think that Lick's probably recognizing, well, obviously he recognizes that his opponent is going for a lot of early walls, but is saying, okay, never mind, we're still gonna go for a men-at-arm rush. Genbei, wrong Civ, that's the way. But I don't think Wei likely have a very good matchup against Celts either. This matchup is impossible? I don't think it's impossible. I think it's a rough one for Shu. But I don't think anyone is well-versed enough in any of the newest civs to really know the ins and outs of every matchup, especially a bit more of an atypical one like Celts and Shu, and on a map that we don't see very often either. Anyway, Licks with Dock number 2 coming in forward. What on earth is Red doing? This is like the worst possible thing that could happen. One big civ? That would be pretty OP. What? He could have probably just assumed that his opponent already had a dock over there. But yes, he absolutely could have vaulted it. I know Celts have faster working lumberjack guys. I really do know that. Don't worry. But not this much faster, where you're able to chop through, go all the way over here with the villager, and complete a dock by the time your opponent tries to chop out. Like, that is with a second dock behind you. And now you have a Vil lead as our blue player. I am still kind of baffled as to what the plan is for Xuen, because the Fire Galley's going to come out and they could easily deny the dock. This could be pretty tough. Never played the map before? That does feel like the case. And remember I said the dock could easily be denied? Oh no. To be fair, this is Lix's home map, but still, you're in a tournament, you make it all the way to top 3, you probably know the maps, man. Oh, guys, this hurts. None of this feels even remotely okay for Xuen. Got more fishing ships coming in. We have a second fire galley out. You're just investing so much into defense right now and not getting a whole lot out of it. We do have a couple archers over here, but you're simply not as well positioned to do counterattack damage than previous games. Although this, I mean, like, this isn't bad. But just, I'm not really sold on Shu in general. Like, I know they're getting double nerfed in the next patch. I don't know why. I mean, obviously, I'm sure the devs have some sort of internal data. But those Cult Men-at-Arms are a fair bit faster than the archers. Yeah, the War Chariots are getting a fair bit more expensive. I think they're getting, what, 15 more food expensive? And they're getting their eco nerfed by 10%. Their eco bonus nerfed by 10%, going from 10% wood income to 9%. Are based on data? I do. And I think it's based off of data and decisions that are not readily available to anybody else. But Rafa are... War Chariots I can understand getting nerfed, I guess. But yeah, with war chariots, it really does seem like the issue is that you can just get them out so fast. I don't think the unit itself is actually all that great still. A unit has to be really, really good if it's going to have the siege, heavy siege armor class. Like, it needs to be Ballista Elephant good, or Hussite Wagon good. Anyway, Xuen he's trying, man. The tower is helping him take control of the water. There is a demo incoming, which would kill the fire galley. And to be fair, like, credit to Xuen, guys. The resources collected are still quite close. Like, obviously, way more eco units thanks to his Fisky Mothers. But only 1 second idle TC time for our red player.
Kid?
Shu just feels really boring to me, to be honest, guys. Like, they have a fine eco bonus. It's just not very exciting or interesting. And they have some nice timing bonuses, but their units aren't any better whatsoever until late game. Well, that's a nice cleanup there for Lix. The power of the skirmisher will not be gainsaid, as always. Pointy Boy KGS with the 47 months. Thank you so much, Pointy Boy KGS. More fishing ships coming in. This feels a little greedy, but maybe Xuen feels like he needs to be greedy. But yeah, guys, you can click up to Castle Age pretty darn soon here. And the thing is, Lix is still ahead, though, in resources. Oh, the demo. Oh, the block. Oh, rip. A valiant effort. Still, Castle Age uptime is a bit faster. That's 5 bills on stone. Is he gonna go for the white feather guard? Is that gonna be, as the kids say, a thing? Alright, Lix is also on his way up. He's got 2 bills on stone, but I imagine just some sort of siege-based pressure with a few extra skirmishers thrown in. Huh. Now, for all the complaints I have about the Three Kingdoms civs, I actually do like the White Feather Guard. I think that the Meat Shield utilities, like, tank unit, like, the White Feather Guard is basically just like an RPG tank. Has a lot of HP, not that much attack, and has some nice utility. Yeah, like, it actually feels like a unique unit. Yeah, their attack animations are lousy, but I complain a lot about the design of the Three Kingdoms civs, with good reason, but I think that's actually one of the better areas. I was really worried that their slowdown mechanic would be really annoying, but because it's attached to a slow unit themselves, it actually just sort of like, if the engagement happens, your opponents can't kite away quite as easily. Is it like my favorite mechanic in the game? No, but it's much less offensive than I thought it would be. Anyway, relevant upgrades coming in here for the show. Huge workshop here as well, but I do think that the Celt Siege is going to have a field day here. Although you do have faster moving mangonels as the shoe, which is nice. It's defense. Alright. Well, Watchtower up there just in the nick of time. Relevant skirm upgrades incoming, and I mean, like I said, I do think Xuen is doing a great job just trying to keep this game as competitive as possible, but considering that he just has no water presence and licks his fish boom and his little heart out, it's going to be really tough to counteract. We do have a mangonel on the way.
Kid?
And Lix is mining stone. And again, Xuen's not that far from a castle.
Have love. Kid?
Alright, Siege Workshop's going to be rushed up, and this is where the faster training mangonels can also be helpful, and there is not a villager here with which to repair, which is super important. And by important, I mean not good for Xuen. Because with nothing else to focus on, there is no way Lix is going to be taking a bad engagement here. And this is going to buy time for Lix to get his own mangonel out, as those skirmishers are going to be very tough to stop. Now already at 1,000 resources ahead. Added archer armor, sure, why not? And there's the second TC coming in for Lix. His eco is humming. And Xuen needs to get a forward castle down pronto. An almost trash unit? Yeah, that is something that they are balanced by.
Kid?
But for a unit that can also kind of snowball with HP, it's good that they don't train that quickly. So, these are probably two of the best Mango war civs, as better reload time and faster movement speed are both super helpful. Oh no. Okay. That could have been worse, although it was still bad. Oh, you need to micro, man! Oh, you can't play like Ornlu. Oh no, that's a 3-for-1, guys. Alright, YOLO Castle coming in, but you need to get at least a 2-for-1, if not a 2-for-0 right now. That is going to be tough. Okay. Well. And look at this positioning. Look at this here from Xuen, guys. Oh, blue. Of course, Lix. Why would he think that? Why would he think this approach would be where his opponent's coming from with a bunch of bills? Yeah, both mangonels should go down without really doing a whole lot there. That is indeed the case. And now the defensive castle needs to come in as well. But you have one mangonel. I don't know, guys. The mangonel's going to be there to help protect against the skirmishers. The crossbowmen are going to be here to snipe bills. Now, both castles are going to go up. There's no real way you can deny that properly. But okay, honestly, the units bumping around for Lix is pretty annoying there for Xuen. Yeah, both castles come up at basically the same time. Harrison everybody and shoo them away. Get it, guys. Oh, the massacre! Oh my god, dude. You just lost all your crossbowmen for zero reason! Oh my goodness. You love me, Alchemist? Well, I love you too. This has been a wild game. Is it possible to have a Bada Boom with something that doesn't deal blast damage? No, there was enough garrison space. That was the first thing I clicked on. Maybe like 2 or 3 of the crossbowmen wouldn't have had enough space and would have died. But yeah. Anyway, you have the defensive mangonels then. Ooh, do you think you can position it, guys? Oh. Oh no, the TC fire's there to help out as well. Oh no. Look at that. GG. Lix winning 4-2. Oh, that was painful at the end, guys. Look at that army plummet, man. He still had a chance if he just keeps almost all of those archers alive. But that is what happens. Yes, I do think Xuen is very good. I think he is somebody who isn't reliant on his mechanics. So I always think that's a bit more interesting. He is a pretty smart strategic player. Yes, there are still some holes in his gameplay, but for an up-and-comer to get top 3 in a tournament, even if it is just restricted for ethnical Chinese players, I still think it is it's still good stuff. Yeah, obviously that was painful at the end, but I still want to give Xuen a lot of credit, right? He made it deep in this tournament, and he put up a good series here. We had some very entertaining games. LingHe will be moving on to the finals to face the Sky Bear. Yeah, I'll check the brackets. Alright, so... the Sky Bear is Sorakuma. It's just Japanese for Sky Bear. So yeah, LingHe never ran into Sora. They were on opposite sides of the bracket. And I think LingHe was seed 4 and Sora was seed 1. Over 2 tournament sets? Yeah, Xuan beat LingHe 4-3 and then lost 2-4, so clearly not bad. No, I was going to check the qualifier. I still have the tab open, jeez. Alright. So, let's see. What are the maps? Acropolis, Bedouins, Arabia, Arena, Umir. Looks kind of like Pacific Islands. I mean, it's a water map. Fish and Fish. Lookout. Not Nomad. Ring of Reeds, Rocky Forest, and Seychelles. Ooh. This is kind of an interesting map pool, guys. T-West, because T-West is the biggest streamer covering it? Usually they just put whoever is the biggest streamer. All right. So, as far as the brackets go, it's just the one... Okay, no, there are 2 qualifiers. And 3 qualify to the event. In yearbooks? Wow. I'm afraid in terms of numbers, T-West has far, far surpassed me. But he's been working hard for it. I begrudge him nothing. ACCM, Doubt, Mihai, Sebastian, Sora, MBL, Kingstone. Okay, so it's only going to be 6 people at the main event? Or are people invited? Oh, okay, Hera, Leary. Okay, so 10 at the event. Yeah, Hera, Leary, Viper, Yo, invite. That makes sense. This is going to be a sick qualifier, though, for sure. Kato, Sito, Dogao, Dar, Viscon can do work, Nikov, Lewis can do work, and Jordan. Lewis Jordan in the first round. Jeez. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's going to be a lot to cast, guys. I mean, qualifiers to me are some of the most exciting parts of tournaments going over these days. Yeah, Lewis Jordan in the first round is fine. Then Hart, Lucho, Andy, Kapach, Vinch, Margugu, Charles, Classic. These are going to be some good stats. Once you get to the second round, like, I mean, the first round sets are going to be fairly one-sided for the most part. But even once you get to the round of 24, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a real fight. Ever cast in English? No. Streams on a Chinese platform. Kind of an interesting logo. It's very different, at least. Anyway, this is going to be a lot of fun, guys. Really looking forward to this. Okay, so one Lucho antagonist. At least he'll be starting late in the day. Interesting. Well, guys, that is going to be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll go ahead and not raid Sito. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Actually, are the LingHe finals tomorrow? Yes, they're tomorrow. Okay, so literally Sora versus Lix is tomorrow, so obviously I'll cast that. Thanks for watching, guys.